Welcome to the show, muckandgrind.tv. It's our last show. I'm your host, Caleb Morgan.
I am Jeremy John Northup.
We better get into it. Last one. Get it while it's good. Rangers last night winning 3-0. They won Game 7. Didn't get to talk about that. It happened after our last show. They get in, play again 2 days later, basically. 0-0 struggle most of the way, and then they busted open in the third. Beat the Devils. 3-0. Rangers shutout. What do you got?
Block shots. That's what I have. The Devils have to find a way to move the puck off the blue line and get it for quick opportunities. Kind of like, I know it's a power play, like the Flyers power play. They got to get shots, weird angles. I mean, the Rangers just standing there waiting for the shots to come from the blue line. They block 26 shots yesterday. That's unfortunately what we've seen a lot of in the playoffs by a lot of teams.
Yeah. But the Rangers won this game doing what the Devils do a lot in at least score-wise. They're comfortable not scoring for 2 periods if they have to, and then they'll come in the third and turn it on. Yeah. And how about Chris Kreider? I mean, Dan Girardi scores 53 seconds off a screen in the third period. Kreider assists. 8 minutes left in the game, Kreider busts it open, gets sprung just across the blue line, blasts it for another goal, another Chris Kreider goal. He's really showing his value now. His speed is unmatched in the playoffs, or at least teams that are left in the playoffs have nobody as fast as this guy. He's got relatively fresh young legs, and it shows, man, when the Rangers have played back-to-back 7-game series and had to play 2 days after they played a Game 7. Devils a little bit fresher, but with a little bit of rest in there. But Kreider, the difference in this game.
Yeah, he's been great. I had it noted to talk about him. I mean, he's only averaging 12 minutes of ice per game, and he has 3 goals and 2 assists. Yesterday, that shot was beautiful, and he missed the first 3 games of the Ottawa series too. And he still has 3 goals and 2 assists. He's noticeably one of the best players on the ice for the Rangers.
And that's not the first goal he scored not close in.
Yeah.
This is at least the second goal we've seen in the playoffs where he skates over the blue line, basically rips it.
Yeah.
And so it's not just his speed. This dude could shoot.
For sure.
And he's making the difference. He's really making the difference here. We've got Henrik Lundqvist with his third, I think, career shutout. Mm-hmm. The Devils couldn't get on the board, but we're going to have a lot of the same for both teams here with defense, goaltending, and one team's just going to put them over the edge. How about the Rangers in the playoffs? They have not scored more than 3 goals in the playoffs yet. Neither has their opponent in the playoffs scored more than 3 goals.
Yeah, I mean, they block a lot of shots. They, like you said, they're comfortable in close games. They have a good goaltender. So, I mean, they're going to win games. I mean, we saw the whole entire Capitals series, 1-goal games.
Right? Yeah. Well, how about we talk about this? We'll move on to the second topic, still on the Rangers here. Almost leads me to believe, after we saw the first 2 periods of that game, that we may be in for another tight, dare I say, boring series, because we're going to get, do you expect to see more of what we saw in periods 1 and 2, not a lot of offense, not a lot of excitement, or more of what we saw in period 3 where it sort of busted open?
Well, the Rangers notoriously, to me, are a pretty boring team to watch. They block a ton of shots. They don't score a lot of goals. The Devils can score goals. It's a problem if they're going to get through the block shots and score on Henrik Lundqvist. I mean, they have the highest goals per game average up left in the playoffs, so I think they can score. I mean, they have good scorers. I mean, it's too early to tell for me. I think that we could see a lot of what happened in the first 2 periods, or we could see, teams start scoring. I mean, if Marty's less than good, then the Rangers could score goals probably.
Well, yeah, I think they have more offensive potential, and it's unfortunately though, I think we are going to see more of what we saw in periods 1 and 2 than we're going to want to see. We've seen it a lot in the playoffs. There's a lot of defensive teams. All 4 teams play a lot of defense. Yeah. All 4 teams block shots. All 4 teams. The Devils and Rangers have offensive skill. They have killers in guys like Anisimov and Richards and Gaborik and Kovalchuk and Parise and now Kreider. Yeah. But they're not the centers of the game. They're not the centers of attention. And they're 4 defensive-oriented teams we've seen. We've got too much defense here, too many teams getting 5 guys back, and like you said, too many blocked shots. And I think we're going to see a lot of this, whereas I think the Rangers Cap series, despite the defense we had in that series, was exciting because it was really tight and there was the potential for either team to sort of bust it open. But it still wasn't the greatest series ever, which it really could have been if you look at those scores and you look at those games and how they went. But it seems like the defense is dominating and creeping back into the game. it's something that really scares me.
Yeah, I mean, watching the game, there was like you said, 26 block shots. It's just really boring to watch sometimes when every single shot is getting blocked away. You're not getting opportunities. I think the Devils can get opportunities to get on their forecheck like they did in the last series, and then get below. You have to get down below the blue line. You have to get shots from weird angles. You got to get shots on net.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of with all the block shots, it's honestly kind of surprising that the Rangers actually were able to score on a screen with a couple guys in front of the net, because usually that shot's not even going to get through.
Yeah, and it hardly did.
So what are you going to do with offensively when you're in the zone and all 5 guys are down low around the slot, not letting any cross-ice passes go and not letting any shots get through? What are you going to do? All the defenses sort of give you the outside and say, go ahead, and you're not getting anything through.
Yeah.
It's really scary to me, and for all the NHL wants to talk about, the fans are back, the viewership numbers are up, the ratings in LA and Phoenix were highest they've ever been, in those markets in Game 1, which we'll talk about in a second. These fans are going to turn around and not going to be watching for much longer if this continues to go this way. And I don't even know what the solution is. You can't even legislate against block shots.
Yeah.
You can't do that. I mean, honestly, it's getting to the point where I'm terrified. And it's like, what's the only solution here? Maybe we do just have to go to 4-on-4, because that's the only way to break the trap, to break the block shots, to really make it wide open. We may have to go to a 4-on-4 league somewhere down the line.
Yeah, I was thinking yesterday about how they can get past the block shots, and you're just going to continue to see it happening, especially if a team wins the cup blocking shots this year. The parity in the NHL, you're going to see even more of it next year.
Yeah, if it's a copycat league, and it always is in pro sports. But let's move on to the Kings here. Sunday night they played 48 shots for LA. Holy crap! Phoenix was under siege.
Talk about block shots.
Yeah, Phoenix was under siege the entire game. Mike Smith did his best, but led by Dustin Brown once again. Looks like he's going to be a nominee here for the Conn Smythe should they go that far. Scores a crucial big time goal once again. What are the Coyotes going to have to do here, and how good do the LA Kings look?
I mean, the Kings look really good, but I'm going to stick to my guns here with the Coyotes. I mean, Mike Smith was fantastic. I mean, if they block some of those shots like we just talked about, I mean, this is what they do. They let up a lot of shots. It's like people are, look at all the shots, but that's what they do. They let a lot of shots from the outside get in. Mike Smith does his job. I mean, but trade bait Dustin Brown was so great. I mean, 1 goal, 1 assist, 7 shots, 6 hits. He was everywhere. Anze Kopitar was also great. I mean, yeah, they look really good. Yeah,
Brown is unreal right now. He's elevated his game like people hadn't seen in years. Yeah, he did everything. He scored. He scored another big time goal. He's doing it physically. And hey, didn't I tell you that these teams don't like each other? We saw it in the first period at least. There were a couple scrums, including one where a guy crashed the net and Smith went after him.
Yeah. He grabbed him by the back of the head.
Yeah, threw the net off and went after the guy. And there's a big scrum. These teams do not like each other. We saw, I think it might have been Doan and Richards on a face-off. Doan just completely just dumps him.
Yep. I think he hit someone in the throat and gave him a punch in the chest in one of the scrums.
So this is going to be good here. I mean, we like it. We like the rivalry. This is exactly what, I mean, I hate to go back to the Flyers constantly, but against the Devils, they had no passion and didn't really have the anger and hate for that team, and it wasn't a great series, and they were out. This series, these two teams do not like each other, and it's playoff hockey is always better when you've got that involved.
Yeah, I mean, the Coyotes are definitely engaged. I mean, they want to stir up this Kings team. This Kings team is better on paper. They got to be physical. They got to get a lot of shots. They got to get traffic in front of the net. Like this is a good series. It's going to be a really fun series to watch, I think.
Okay, second topic on this series, the Coyotes. Is there any hope coming out of this? Because they faced that many shots. They pretty much got dominated, although they had the game tied at one point. But the Kings busted it open and really dominated the game. What is the hope, and did you see any positives here for the Coyotes?
Yeah, I saw 3 positives, I think. I think Jonathan Quick may have shown a glimpse of being human in Game 1 with that center ice shot. The Coyotes have lost playoff games before. They're comfortable losing a game. They come back and win another one. And I think Shane Doan looked like a man possessed. We talked about him. He had the really great assists. He had 7 hits, 4 shots. He was everywhere on the ice. He wants to win a cup.
Yeah.
So those are 3 positives, I think. The Kings look really good, but like I said before, I think I'm going to stick with the Coyotes, I think.
I agree with you on the first point, Quick. We haven't seen him look like this all series long. And it wasn't just the Morris goal where he scored on from center ice. The first shot of the game, I think it was another puck from deep, another puck from center ice practically, and he had trouble with it. Mm-hmm. He had trouble covering it. he had to drop his stick to control it and throw it off to the side and continue the play. And then they score from center ice. I mean, what did we just discover that Jonathan Quick is nearsighted and they never knew this or something?
Yeah.
I mean, that was very odd for as dominant as he's been. Maybe it was just a little bit of they had yet another long break in between series.
Yeah.
Maybe that was a little bit of it. We haven't seen that before. But even if it's not going to lead to anything, it could lead to the Coyotes saying, "Hey, look, he's shaky. Let's get some shots on him," and could give themselves some confidence on that.
Yeah.
The Coyotes' forecheck as well was effective in this game.
Yeah.
The second goal, the one they tied it on, complete forecheck, 3 men in. You saw Vermette come in, hit Doughty behind the net. Puck comes loose right to Doan. Doan immediately throws it in front to complete the triangle there to Bodker for the goal. It was just a beautiful little thing. It happened within 2 seconds. Hit, turnover, pass, goal.
Yeah.
And if they can continue forechecking like that and press the D of the Kings, maybe they get a little more offense there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree with that. And Jonathan Quick, I mean, only had 21 saves. There's 2 goals on 23 shots or something like that. So like you said, it's one of those things that's a bit worrying. You kind of go like, he's been great the whole entire playoffs, but is he going to continue to be great? Is this the beginning of a letdown? Are we going to see something with Pekka Rinne in the first few games last series? Yeah, and I think the forecheck was really great. I don't think the Coyotes are out of it. I've said it a few times. This is going to be a good series, I think.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good one, but I do see the Kings. I think the Kings just look unstoppable right now.
They're a really good team.
We'll see though. It'll be different though. They haven't been in a situation before where they've gotten to a tied series. The only game they lost was I think Game 3.
Yeah.
Where they were already up 2-0 in that series. But if Phoenix comes back and wins the night, then they have to press a little more going home to LA and say, all right, it's 1-1. We really got to push. Who knows how that goes? Let's go last topic here. Dale Hunter. 2 days after losing Game 7 of the Rangers, he informs the Capitals, I'm going back to juniors, going back to London Knights, going back to family issues, what he cites.
Yep.
Where do the Capitals go from here?
I don't know. I mean, I think you're going to see Hunter's fingerprints on this team for a while to come now. I think that McPhee is going to want somebody probably between Dale Hunter and Bruce Boudreau. He's seen that you can have the stars sit and use them in a better, more effective way. I can't believe it came so fast. 2 days after, I think his brother said that he thought Dale was having a fun time coaching in the NHL, and he was gone. 2 days, he's like, see you later, I'm going back to the London Knights.
Well, maybe it's not that surprising because throughout their 2 rounds of the playoffs, we kept hearing he's probably going to leave. He's probably going to leave. We kept hearing the rumors, and it was like completely surprising to everyone. But yeah, that was exactly my question, which you answered there. Do they go with the defensive style of play, or do they say, we can't have Ovechkin playing 15 minutes a night?
Yeah.
You think they're going to split the difference here? I really wonder. I mean, you got to think Semon's gone. All signs point to Semon being gone via free agency. So there's one moody, complicated Russian to deal with. That's a big cap hit. I think it's like close to 7. Yeah, close to 7 maybe. Yeah. But they also have to re-sign Green and
Backstrom, is it?
Carlson. Green and Carlson, 2 defensemen. Mm-hmm. So we saw Mike Green play well defensively. We saw Ovechkin thrive in his limited minutes.
Yeah.
But this is under the thumb of Dale Hunter, who's gotten all the accolades and has a reputation in juniors for having players buy in.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe you could get another defensive coach, but will the players respond as well? Or mid next season, are you going to be replacing the coach again?
Yeah, the thing I was interested in seeing with Dale Hunter is, if he could turn the success in the playoffs into a whole season of success.
Right.
Because, I mean, you can buy in for a little bit. I mean, was it half the season, a little bit more than half the season? And they got success in the playoffs. How would it work out next year with Ovechkin playing, 15 minutes a game if he would have been okay with it the whole entire season,
Yeah.
So
buying in for a playoff run is different than buying in for
the whole entire season. Exactly.
8 months worth.
Exactly.
We've got to go here. I want to thank everybody so much, people who watched. I want to thank my co-host, Jeremy Northrup, Vince Communal, Brian Tramontina. I want to thank Michelle, who's done so much work, my brother Kyle, who's done so much work. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. We intend to be back next season. Who knows what's going to happen? We shall see, but enjoy the playoffs, and we'll see you when we see you.
Tune in next time for another episode of the Muck and Grind Show. Or check out past episodes anytime at www.muckandgrind.tv.